Hello, Director Klein and Director Wells. Normally when I attend one of these courses, I like to take notes during the course. That way I can bring back those notes and let you guys know what I learned in the class. So today I want to go over several things that I've learned in the class, and this time I'm going to do it using video. I'm going to use video because sometimes when I take notes, I'll save those notes somewhere, and then 2 months, 3 months, 4 months later, I may want to refer back to those notes, and sometimes I can't find them. So this time I'm going to use video. Okay, so let's get started with the 6 things that I've learned this week. The 6 things that kind of resonated with me. Those 6 things are relationships, the Kinetic Framework, purpose, vulnerability, leadership styles, and managers versus leaders. First, let's start with relationships and collaboration. In the class, we have a member of the Intel community, we have a Red Team member, we have a senior advisor to an AA, we have a FLETC representative, we have an attorney, we have 3 AFSDs of mission support, we have 1 AFSD of screening, and 3 AFSDs of compliance. One of the instructors mentioned that our class, or this course, has the top 5% of individuals in the federal government. Those are the GS-15s, or in our case, K-bands. More importantly, I'm in the room with 11 other individuals that are part of that 5%. So I'm assuming not only are we the 5%, highest 5% of individuals in the federal government, then that makes us probably that same percentage holds through for TSA. Cultivating these relationships is key, because if you think about it, all of the individuals that I've named, in my job, it will make it easier for me to reach out to these individuals when I need help, or when I need questions, or when I have questions that can be answered by a headquarters personnel, or maybe one of my peers as AFSD of mission support, or even an AFSD of screening. These individuals will be key in, I think, my leadership development and my ability to collaborate and reach out to these individuals for help. Next is the Kinetic Framework. The Kinetic Framework is a decision-making model. It helps you with deciding exactly how to handle challenges at your airport or at your headquarters division. So what it does is it gives us 4 options. The first option is the simple option, which means that if you have a simple problem, then there's a way to solve that simple challenge. If you have a complicated challenge, there's a way to handle that, or it kind of walks you through that. The other 2 are complex and chaotic. Well, here's the thing. If you pick the wrong one and try to solve a challenge using the wrong decision model, what will happen is it'll throw your project or program into chaos. And that's what we want to avoid. We want to avoid chaos. And what I've learned is, in the past, a lot of times I would try to solve problems using this simple method, thinking that, hey, I understand it, so everyone else should understand it. Well, when that happens, when you do that, the individuals following you may not understand it the same way you do. So, and then you get into the project, and once you're into the project, it might throw the project into chaos because not everyone fully understands. So I've learned to, when I see a challenge, especially like some of the challenges that we face in the Pacific, to where we're trying to get several airports and several mission support individuals on the same page, I want to use the complex model. And in that complex model, it allows me to probe, which means take account of what's going on and ask questions, get collaboration from other individuals. Once you probe, you kind of put something in place, understanding that it may work, you have all the intentions of it working, but you also want to look for, quickly find out if it's not working, course correct, and keep it moving. So that's the complex method, and that's the method that I'll be using in the Pacific. Next is finding your purpose or gift is what I call it. In Proverbs 18:16, the verse goes, "A man's gift will allow him to be around great people." And as I mentioned earlier, being around all of these people, I think I've gotten here because of the gift that I think I have, or the purpose that I think why I'm here on this planet is to teach. Because I have the ability to take in information, like the information I'm going to take in during this course. And then when I get back to the Pacific, what I'll do is my goal would be to take that information and teach some of it to not only my subordinates, to my colleagues as well. Steve Harvey was quoted as saying, "The thing you do best with the least amount of effort, that's your purpose or your gift." Next is vulnerability. Now, vulnerability, that word has sometimes negative, especially for individuals in high level position. No one wants to seem vulnerable. Well, here's the thing. Let's kind of reframe that. And let's say instead of vulnerable, how about we say honest? How about we say transparent? So as a leader, we all should be transparent. And here's a good example. I'm standing here in my room and I've set up this little, I brought my camera with me and a few of my lights that I brought from home to set this up. Now, here's the thing. When you view this, I'm hoping that it looks pretty professional. Now, where did I learn this? I could not be vulnerable, or I could not be honest and say, well, it's my background. All of my IT background has taught me how to do this. Well, let me be a little bit transparent. How did I learn how to do this? How did I learn how to not only set up the camera, the lighting, the audio? Well, I learned it on YouTube. And sometimes I learned it from individuals that are a lot younger than me. By unboxing some of this stuff, I watch them and I learn. So yes, sometimes you learn from individuals that are younger or that may know more about something than you do. So that's what we have to do as leaders, be transparent. Next is leadership styles. We went over the Korn Ferry leadership model, and there are 5 leadership styles: visionary, participative, coaching, affiliative, and directive. Now, I scored the highest on affiliative. Affiliative are leaders create trust and harmony. And I can agree with that because that's my goal. One of my goals is to make sure that everyone in mission support and everyone in the Pacific sees me as trustworthy, sees me as transparent. I want to create harmony within the entire Pacific. The other one that I scored the lowest on was directive, because my style has never been tell somebody exactly what to do every day of the week and have them follow what I say do. No, my style is to inspire individuals to do things on their own. I put the framework up, we call it One Pacific, and then we move forward. Lastly is managers versus leaders. Now, I'm not going to spend a lot of time on this because this is talked about all the time. But all I'm going to say is managers manage things and data. Leaders lead people. So to recap, this week we went over relationships, the Kinetic Framework, purpose, vulnerability or transparency, leadership styles, and managers versus leaders. I'm having a great time at the course, meeting a lot of people, and I will bring that back to the Pacific. Thank you very much. Good night, and God bless.